Starting soon, it says. Ham. All right, let's see. Get my notebook here. All right, here we go. Howdy do, folks. Raymond Amish Comic here. Trying to make Tuesdays suck less. Mrs. Comic in the house over there. Except when I look at the reflection here, what I see when I point there, I'm actually pointing over there, but she's over there. But she's here in the chat. And this is the Thanksgiving episode. And you can see I decorated. We put the leaves up here. I still haven't ripped down the Halloween decorations, but I decided to just move and sit over here so I didn't have to take the decorations down. And here's the thing about Thanksgiving. Oh, first of all, I want to say thanks everyone for watching all the time. And every so often, the super chat tips hit the payoff level, and you just hit that. It's probably mostly Richter, but everyone else don't get a pissy fit if I don't thank you because I can't see. The print is teeny tiny little. And before I get rocking and rolling here, I am sitting weird on purpose because Sexy Pants, Mary, our cat, comes and sits on my lap, and I have to sit this way. If I'm not sitting this way, she will cry at me to sit this way. So I'm sitting this way in hopes that she will join the show this evening. Not much chance of that. Richter coming in, starting off the next batch. That's fantastic. So if she comes in, she should be in the camera view here. I actually really like when she sits on my lap because it gets me out of having to get up and do shit. That's one of the joys of having cats. There's an unwritten law if the cat is sitting on your lap or hanging on your head or your face or whatever, you don't want to get up and disturb the sanctity of the cat. So there's that. I'm very excited. I have it's an annual Thanksgiving Eve show in West Hazleton, not to be confused with Hazleton proper. I think they had a civil war up there. They even split the Christmas decorations. We can see where it's West and Hazleton proper. It's not a big show, but it's very nice old theater, and I believe it's kind of sort of sold out. So that's a lot of fun. We've had some sound problems up there, and the stage was gonna be like we were on the ocean the one time, which all makes it more fun. And then also, um, our family, who's rather amazing for Thanksgiving, they forget that I have a Wednesday night show, so my phone will be dinging with text messages about cranberry sauce and Brussels sprouts and all kinds of stuff like that. Um, so hopefully that won't throw me off my game too much, or I'll just answer it live. I've done that before. Answer it live. So we've got that going on. Um, Bibbity bobbity boo. Mixed things I want to do here with this show tonight. A couple, three, four things. First and foremost, another round of applause for Mrs. Comic here because she was rocking the gas points. Do not take the free turkey if you go to Giant. And whenever you pay, they say, turkey, turkey, turkey. Do you want a turkey, turkey, turkey? No, no, no. We want the gas points. I gassed up the buggy today for 79 cents a gallon, and I filled up the tank for $11. Richter's a buck away there from having filled up our gas tank. And that's the kind of thing where you wish you could pump more than it is. So that's always a fun thing. Mrs. Comic rocking the coupons. Also, while I'm on the coupon subject here, Mrs. Comic loads coupons into the app so that when I shop and I use our courtesy card, I don't have to fucking put in any coupons or nothing. And why that's amazing, Mrs. Comic, is that when you're home, when I go in there, there's always some dumbass who doesn't have a U to put the coupons in. They're trying to fucking feed coupons into the machine. Actual fucking coupons. I'm like, dude, get the app. I'll get your own Mrs. Comic. So she has, it's actually almost a sideline job for her. Every so often she'll be, hey, we got $70 in fun bucks. So that's fun stuff there also. And let's get down to the Thanksgiving of it all. Thanksgiving is kind of always a disappointment because there's a whole bunch of things wrong with it, and that it seems like it should be funner and less stressful than it is. There's really a fucking lot to do. There's so much to do, and years gone by, I've been on scavenger hunts by myself or with Mrs. Comic or with our daughter to find like that one thing that's fucking up a whole recipe. Like the one year we went to like 9 different stores to find anise stars, and we found them. But it's like holy fuck. This year's mystery item was organic Brussels sprouts. We have a few leads on the black market, but it's a lot of specialty dishes. And if there's crossover family recipes with dishes, then they run out of that shit at the market, and so then you just go there, and there's no Brussels sprouts, there's no anise also. So that's where some of the horror starts. Now the next thing, um, there's an argument to be made. Like Thanksgiving is as much stress and prep and worry as Christmas, but it isn't so. But it still carries a heavy weight with it. So you got to decide if you're going to host Thanksgiving. That presents a whole bunch of problems and some perks, or if you're going to just go, hopefully be invited somewhere. But there's actually some families I know that assign someone in that family to host, and that's really a dick move. If you have that in your family, wow, they've just decided these people in the family have the biggest house, the best location. You guys are hosting Thanksgiving. Like, well, what the fuck? Nobody really asked us. Um, you could do that if you peckers were going to bring all the shit, or if they just really love it and we're like, oh my god, I thought no one would ask. So, so that's weird. And if you host, it's you got to do everything, and people will bring stuff, and then you got to orchestrate. Well, who's bringing what, at what time are we going to have our thing? And then you might not know what time, and that becomes a whole nother problem because everybody has to go to like 3, 4, 5 different Thanksgivings. So you got to fucking pin a time down, and that gets to be tricky. And then we go to family down. I'm not telling you where we're going, but it's amazing. I bust his balls, our son's balls, every year for the time, and he never knows, and it's always the same fucking time because he just basically, you know, when it usually is. That's what that is. So then, if you're hosting, you have a lot of cooking to do, and our son, I don't know how he does it. He actually sends a menu. He's our computer wizard, but he sends a menu, and there's like 15 items on it with nothing missing, from desserts to drinks to vegetarian dishes to classic, turkey and ham and all that stuff, and it's crazy. There's a pecan pie to die for. Um, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he fucking cooks all that stuff. And then when we get there, he'll be like have like one little pan that he's simmering, and the kitchen isn't a fucking wreck or nothing. I don't know if he just buys shit and has it delivered and then sets it on stuff to make it seem like he cooked it. But absolutely incredible job. So when you host, the other fun thing is you can drink and crunk. That's one of the perks of hosting is you don't have to fucking drive home. Then you are also in control of the leftovers. Now I have specific things. I'm a vegetarian now that doesn't really like vegetables. So if you send the scalped potatoes home with me or the Brussels sprouts, I don't really give a fuck. I want the impossible stuffing sausage. That I want that stuff, and it always gets mixed up because his family's grown so big, and that's really neither here nor there. Boo hoo hoo. If I didn't get fucking awesome leftovers from having a wonderful, this is a one of those things. Some people have Thanksgiving events they have to go to, and some people are lucky enough to us to have it. We really want to go. In fact, some years they go on vacation over Thanksgiving, and I get fucking mad. You should be happy when your kids go, oh, we're going to, we're going on vacation. We're going to Seattle for, Yeah, thanks a fucking lot. What am I supposed to do? Call and order a pizza, motherfucker? So they get a bag of shit from me, um, and so that's always a lot of fun. The other thing they do, we all have the traditions, and it's a little cliche, but you go around the table and say what you're thankful for, and that's a big long list. I'm probably just say like mostly everything, and but we started something last year that our our granddaughter learned at college, and it is, what are you not thankful for? And that's where the fun begins, and that's where the shit flies all around the thing. We are very lucky in that the Thanksgiving team that we will be celebrating with is like-minded us. It's not like the Sharks and the Jets. It's not like there's political enemies going on in there. We are like-minded, awesome. So if you have that, that is a thing to be thankful for. And if you don't have that, just fucking don't say anything about the shit, because you know exactly what the thing is that you would say to fucking light someone. So don't fucking say it and then be surprised when you lit them, because that makes you the dick, because you fucking know. And so don't do that shit. That's some crazy shit, and I feel bad for people that have that kind of stuff that turn into a royal rumble. I can't. I'm sure there's more than one group of people who just fucking stormed out, and they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just hit the Wawa and get sandwiches on the way home." They have the turkey Thanksgiving all meal in one sub. If that happens because there was a fight, well, at least you have some options. Now, the other problem with hosting is that you gotta fucking clean. You just have to clean, and even if we're we have ADD, OCD, MOUSC. I live on stacks, and if I put them in drawers, I'll never find shit. So I can get things whipped into shape for company, but I rather wouldn't. So, but if you have to clean, and you have to cook, and you have to shop, and it's a whole big to do, and you got to pay for it, for crying out loud. So that becomes a whole thing, and that gets us to this is like a Thanksgiving therapy session right now, because also I want to applaud and tip my hat to the saddest of situations, not saddest, but the toughest of situations, is the couple with kids, and you live within like about an hour of too many relatives. Because if it's an hour or less, you fucking gotta go. You have to bring the grandchildren to the Thanksgiving. But now if you're here and there's one an hour south, that's the thing. And then if there's here and then there's one 45 minutes north, you you are expected to go to both those fucking things. In that situation, it might be smart to actually host. So if I wouldn't even think twice about that. I would say, if you need to host a Thanksgiving to not have to travel to fucking three different Thanksgivings, that's worth it, man. That is your self cock blocking Thanksgiving travel tip from me. Now the other thing, and it's happened, I've only seen it happen to me one time, is that we travel a teeny little bit for Thanksgiving, but it's a pleasure trip for us. And then year after year with Mrs. Comic's sister, Susie, would come down for Christmas all the time, and she'd say every year, some year you'd have to come up for like Thanksgiving or something. And I just agree to this shit because it's never going to happen. It's just Susie was in Groton, Massachusetts, and beautiful home up there. And Susie's sister passed away in September, so shout out to her. She might be in the stream here tonight. I don't know. Lights are flying all around. But I think it was a Thanksgiving. What somehow I agreed to drive us all up to fucking Groton, Massachusetts, for Thanksgiving, and I thought everybody was kidding. It's like, oh boy, this is the year you guys are coming up for Thanksgiving. Is it? And it was, and my wife's family are the nicest, sweetest people you want to meet. But I'm here to tell you, I can't get comfortable in somebody else's house, especially overnight. And the more they try to make me feel at home, the more self conscious and uncomfortable I get, because I'm nocturnal. I have crazy hours. Mrs. Comic and I wake up random hours of the night, and we don't even think twice about getting up. But when you're it's somebody else's home, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You get up. You don't really know. I mean, you got to put clothing on. It's common sense to tell you, but you don't really know who else is up, and you could scare the fuck out of each other. Because it's not like you're sitting there going, "Okay, good night, everyone." Uh, just a warning here. I wake up and I walk around around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have pajamas on where my junk hangs out and all that shit. Then you don't. You also don't know what to eat, what's off limits, and whatever. Like maybe everybody shopped and he bought special shit. And yes, I ate ice cream that I wasn't supposed to eat one year, and it seemed like I could get out of being guilty, except I had some in my beard yet. So um, it's just a weird thing to try to get for me to try to get comfortable in someone else's home. Although that was I think that was the weekend when they had a cat. That is one of the things that started fucking me up with cats. Cats like me, but I don't know why. I think it's because I got the whole Lion King thing going on. They had an upstairs cat that never came down. Never, never, ever came down. It was like a smoky blue, charcoal blue gray, beautiful cat.
Yeah, Russian blue.
Russian blue, and there was a nice little work computer room up there, beautiful house. And I was going to do something on the computer, and that was the cat's room. And the cat was in the window watching the birds out there, and it had its own bird feeder. And I apologized to it because I know it's his house. It's not my house. I know it's an upstairs cat, and an upstairs cat is an upstairs cat for a reason. It doesn't want all the fucking commotion of people like me walking all around that it doesn't even fucking know. So I have talked to it the whole time. I apologized the whole time. I said, I know, I'm really sorry. Nobody warned you that I was coming. This bearded intruder was coming. I, how could they? How could they possibly get a message to you, the cat, that this was coming? So I apologize. I get that. But I'm over here on this side of the room. I'm trying to be very quiet. I'm not going to put music on or nothing, and I'll do what I was tasked to do, and then I will quietly leave and go back downstairs, and I'll leave you to your peace and quiet up here. That we have a deal, and think that we had a deal. So I came walking down the steps, and then that little fucker followed me. And followed me down the steps, and I actually didn't know that it never was down. I knew it didn't like to come down, but I didn't know it was never down, never ever 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 down. It just didn't like to come down. So when I came down, I was greeted by Mrs. Comic, her sisters, and whatever other family was there, staring at me like this. What I do? What I do there? It's not you. It's the cat. The cat has never been downstairs. Never. Ever, 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 never, ever, ever. It was the first time the cat ever came down. They said, "Well, what did you do?" I was talking to it upstairs, and then I just left, and it just followed me. So that became a thing where I knew how cats think, and cats know how I think. And I didn't get any reward or anything for that, but there's some sort of plaque that says the cat was only down one time, and Beardy talked it down. So
And you couldn't really go outside because there could have been a bear out there.
yeah, it has to be an indoor cat. Mrs. Comic said that's out in the woods, and they do have bear walking around in the yard and shit. So that cat, um, but it might have seen a bear out the window, which would explain its reluctance to come down. And then it saw a bear, me, over there on the computer. So bears probably aren't really that bad. So that's some crazy shit when you're traveling all around. And then we go back to a piece. It's actually a piece of comedy. I feel a little trashy performing it, but if you have to go to multiple Thanksgivings in a day, you have to pace your eating because there are specific, exact dishes in people's homes that you want. I see you don't want to get full at a house with the shitty inferior food or get diarrhea by chasing Pappy's rat bastard sour bacon ball casserole before you get to the house with the good food, which now I'm a vegetarian, so this fucks up this piece of material, but Thanksgiving is a meat and potatoes holiday, and you're gonna stop fucking it up with casseroles. Casseroles are shit you make next week when there's no Thanksgiving and there's no meat and potatoes left. So you don't fuck up meat and potatoes holiday with casserole. And people get also hurt feelings if you don't try a dish. And I fucking hate everything. I have such a boring palate that don't take it personally, but they'll have a scallop dish. I have a problem with textures. If it's like a fuck you in a bucket of goo scenario, I don't fucking like it. So people, I hurt people's feelings because I won't try a dish. I won't try a dish because if I eat it, I know it's gonna make me fucking sick, and then I won't be able to have the meat and potatoes, which I won't have now anyway. Uh, but you never know what's gonna happen there. So there's obligation. They want you to try stuff, and let's see. There's also sometimes the Thanksgiving things are incredibly boring, but not ours. Ours, we gotta just dial everybody down a teeny tiny little bit. Um, oh, I know what came into play here. Thanksgiving. This is kind of like cool. Okay, so you know that we've lost our mind in this house with cats, right? Okay, so there is Mary and her kitten Jerry. And the reason I put it up now is because I think it was around Thanksgiving weekend when we started to notice these two orangies out back, however many years ago. And Mrs. Comic and our daughter, who lived here at the time, would go, "Oh, they're out. It's out with its mother." And they'd say, "You have to come and see the orange cat. She's out with her kid." And I'm like, "I don't want to see cats." I said that. I don't want to see cats. Now Mary is here living in this house, and I'm sitting away so she can join the show. So this thing where I said I don't want to see cats, I'm full of shit. So Thanksgiving, there's that, and then our daughter's cat Hank. I don't have a picture of him ready to go, but they got him around Thanksgiving when they got him. And when you adopt a cat or save a cat, whatever it is, you don't really know what their birthday is. So our daughter and her partner came up with a thing called Gotcha Day. So when you got the cat, that's not really its birthday, but it's Gotcha Day. So Hank had his Gotcha Day Sunday, and we were over there for that celebration. And boy, I wish I had a picture because um, Hank is like insanely amazing cat. He's person cat. He is people like quality. So I don't pick him up much, and everyone else gets to scoop him and hold him, and he hugs him and stuff. But I picked him up 2 or 3 times and set him on my lap like Mary likes. He doesn't really go on anybody's lap, but I did that twice to him. And then Sunday on Gotcha Day, he was sleeping. He got up from his sleeping, came over and looked at me, jumped up and sat on my lap the way I would pick him and put him up. And then he looked at me like he should get a reward, and he should get a reward. He did get a reward. And about 2 minutes later, he went back down. So that fucking cat gave me a gift of coming and sitting on my lap. It was tired because they had a Friendsgiving, so it was a little cat PTSDing a little bit, but it was worried that I would have hurt feelings, I believe, and it came and sat on my lap, and I don't give a flying fuck if you fuckers believe that or not, but that actually really happened. So that was really fun stuff right there. Then we have, let's see here. Oh, the other thing that happens back to Thanksgiving is um, not so much anymore now because we, like I said, we have a really nice controlled group that we have our Thanksgiving with. The membership there is kind of closed. You could probably get in, but I don't know if you could get in. But in the days of it being a mixed bag everywhere, and you probably have this while you go places. Sometimes somebody greets you at the door and they warn you, uh, like about somebody in there. Like, don't mention football to Pappy. He's not himself today. I'm like, well, who the fuck is he, man? Maybe I'll take a pill and I won't be myself today either. Let's go, me and strange Pappy. So you get those little warnings not to say shit, which is kind of stupid because then you wind up saying it. You're like, yeah, well, he told me not to say it. Well, I'm going to say it. So the other fun thing that happens with me now is that um, vegetarian, and a family has a lot of vegetarians in it, so there'll be plenty of good stuff for me to eat, but not where I'm going. But if the wrong people were there, especially Thanksgiving, and vegetarians have backed me up on this, people want to pressure you into eating turkey, even though they know you're vegetarian. And it's like, if you're not vegetarian, you don't get it. Some people do, but some people don't. Like, oh, you can eat turkey today. Like, that's really fucking dumb to think. Oh, you can ruin your vegetarian diet to make me happy, because I'd be much happier if you eat turkey. Heaven forbid if you made them fuckers eat tofu, and they're like, fuck that fuck shit. So there's a little bit of if there's vegetarians in your family, don't be a dick and say, well, you could eat turkey and ham today. Of course they could. Fuck up their whole life and then ruin their digestive system, and they'll be double over in an emergency room. So yeah, to make you happy, wouldn't that be great? The other one was vegetarian is, and I run into it every so often with friends or fans. They'll go, so you don't eat it? You say, well, thank you. Somebody actually brought me McDonald's burgers to Harrisburg, so I'm like, thank you very much, but I'm vegetarian. And they said, well, you should have told us. I'm like, well, I did. I talk about it in my show, and but a lot of people think they try to list things. They'll go, so you don't eat any meat? Nope, vegetarian. Uh, how about fish? You can have fish. Nope, vegetarian. Come on, you can have fish. And they actually try to talk you into having fish. There is a thing, fish eating vegetarians, like pescatarians or whatever, but it's not vegetarian. It's like a loophole in the system. And a friend of ours, our daughter's friend, our daughter's been vegetarian for like ever, but the girl she went to school with had flipped vegetarian, and we were driving to see our daughter in a play down in Skipback. We went down there with them, and she was very excited to announce to our daughter that she had flipped vegetarian. And the dad, who I love, really nice guy, he complained to me. I've been living with vegetarians for years and years and years and years. There's a there's a respect. There's an art form. You have to understand. You can't take like a. We saw it at a Wendy's. Tried to order a vegetarian cheeseburger, and they did everything right, and they put the meat on the roll, and they quick took it off and thought it was okay. No, no, no. There's a lot of rules. So he was pissing and moaning that he had to cook things on different grills, and I was just laughing because I'm like, yeah, that's what vegetarian is. And then he actually had one of the greatest theories in life that I have ever heard. He said it seems like a vegetarian should be allowed to eat like one kind of meat and somehow still be considered vegetarian. And I just went fucking nuts. Yes, the pork chop eating vegetarians. I am a whoa. We got a message from the other side there on the pork chop eating vegetarian. Let's make a note. Last one, somebody chimed in. Now I look really all white and washed out here. That's probably what would happen to me if I ate a pork chop anymore. So I'm going to lower this down here. That came on. I'm going to make a note. Let's see. Pork chop eating vegetarian. And then I just went and listed them all. You know, hot dog eating vegetarian. I used to be a hot dog eating vegetarian, but I thought, yeah, that's a fucking bad choice. I'm going to be a Delmonico steak eating vegetarian. Um, so then you have these people that are trying to tweak the vegetarian rules, and that's always fun. Uh, Back when I was on the film, For Richer, For Poorer, vegetarian was new then, and not nearly as bad as it was, but there were a lot of vegetarian people on the set, and that it was catered, and there was about 100 Amish extras there running around, and there was a panic group formed, which I had mad respect for. Were they going to have anything vegetarian? And the people who catered it had their hats on and shit, and then the lady asked them, and she turned and she said, yes, there's chicken noodle soup. So um, that's what the vegetarians are up against. It's just kind of fucking crazy. So we have that going on. And also, the real reason that we have Thanksgiving, to my way of thinking, is that it's the Last Supper before all the Christmas hell and horror starts. Because let's just face it, Christmas is 30 fucking days long. We love Christmas, and there's parts of it we hate. but it's fucking, there's too much to do. There's already too much to do now that I don't have fucking time to do. And then Christmas fucking overloads it, and it's fucking 30 days, and it never ends, and you're never done, and you can point, click, and send, and you have to try to figure out um, who you're gonna see, because if you can push anything, especially if you're trying to float money, who you can push till after Christmas, and that's always fun when they say, uh, "Sorry, we're not gonna make it for Christmas this year. We'll probably make it to like maybe a week or two into January." We're like, "Oh, that's so terrible," and you hang up. Fucking yes! Now we don't have to buy shit for them until after Christmas, even if we can re-gift shit, or we'll have money because I'll have New Year's Eve show and a day after Christmas Sellersville show. So those are all the happy accidents. And then we also have with our family, we had, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but we do have tradition to go spend Christmas Eve in my sister-in-law's home across town, and my brother-in-law Jack the plumber. Um, Mrs. Comic grew up in that house, and they bought their parents' house, and so Christmas Eves there go back to great stories that I've said about my mother-in-law Joyce. She was my airport buddy and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of tradition and history there, and that draws a lot of the family who don't normally get to see each other. So then we were trying to orchestrate who's coming, so you could bring the Christmas gifts for someone that you didn't know was coming to this thing, and and then we did that with a bunch of people, and then we realized that something really awkward had occurred to us. There was going to be, let's say, 30 people in this house, and we would be exchanging gifts with like 8 of them. So if we just we brought 8 gifts for these 8 people out of the 30 that we really, really like, and we thought we'd give them gifts. Fuck everyone else. So we had to actually have a gift exchange out in a cold, dark street with flashlights and shit. And here, just put it. And that's a really good, it was like a Chinese fire drill, whatever the fuck they call it, of Christmas gifts. And I don't think things got too fucked up. One of the gifts fucked up. It went this way and that way, so when I was in charge of sorting it out, and they said it doesn't matter because we got you guys the same thing, just fucking just swap the cards or whatever. So that's the kind of thing you can do to help your life along a teeny tiny little bit. Um, the other thing is for Thanksgiving is it launches traditionally Black Friday super sales, and Black Friday has lost its way because in the heyday of Black Friday, a $500 TV was going to be $100 only on Black Friday. They've gone fucking nuts with early Black Friday deals. They will say that early Black Friday deals. That's just a deal. That's not a fucking Black Friday deal. That's just a sale that you normally would fucking have, and somehow you want me to believe it's fucking cheaper than I would ever fucking find it. So there's nothing, and then you wait for Black Friday, and it's all the fucking same shit because I've been enjoying Black Friday deals since September coming in. You know, Black Friday starts early. So that's lost its way. And then again, I feel strongly about this. I'm going to toast to this idea right there. Toast to this idea. Do not, in the name of all that is merciful for the holidays, go out and shop on actual Thanksgiving Day. These greedy motherfuckers have the audacity to want to destroy the sanctity of the Last Supper before our Christmas shopping by starting Black Friday on actual Thanksgiving Day, because fuck those workers. They don't want to be home with their family. And they do it. They say, Black Friday starts today at 6 o'clock. Fuck you in a bucket of goo. I'll spot you 1 hour. You can't turn the clocks ahead a whole fucking day. What if it's a person's birthday that day? Fuck you. Your birthday's over at 6 o'clock. And you're not. What kind of bargain could you possibly get? You're 9 Yinglings to the wind, couple of bourbons, you got a tryptophan turkey high buzz going on. You're in no shape to drive around in mall parking lots, which is the most dangerous fucking driving you could possibly do. I would rather drive drunk and blindfolded in New York City than in any mall parking lot during fucking Black Friday or Christmas fucking weekend. It's just, there's no rules in there. There's people are all fucking they box you in and they want your parking spot and they give you a fucking attitude. And where's the bargain on a 40% off giant TV if you smack your fucking car up? Stay the fuck home and enjoy Thanksgiving. That's your tip right there. Um, it's just absolutely incredible. But you shop and you shop and you shop, and sometimes you're shopping for people you don't even know who the hell they are. Well, one year, Mrs. Comic said to me, she said, I gotta remember the name. Did we get, what the hell was the name of their dog? It had like a man's name, like Clyde or something. She said, "Did we get anything for Clyde?" I'm like, "Who the hell's Clyde?" She said, "My sister's dog." Their dog's name wasn't Clyde, but I thought it was a person that we were shopping for, but it was actually a dog. And the other thing that makes me nuts, when once we see the next time we talk, we're all going to be in it. We're all going to be different people than we are now. Well, once Friday hits, once Thanksgiving hits, once Friday hits, something fucking happens to us. There's a panic. There's a panic, even though there's Black Friday. Suddenly, there's December, and you're fuck. I got so much to do, and then you have these assholes walking around December 1st with a big smile, going, "I'm all finished with all my Christmas shit." Yeah, you know why? Because you didn't fucking think about any fucking thing you gave anyone. You just bought shit that was on sale, fucking wrapped it up, and bing, bing, bing. Think about the gift you're going to give to the person. That's my wife's family, which is now my family, of course, is so good at that. And you could really save a lot of money when you discover that they love really simple, cheap things. My brother in law likes Necco wafers. Nobody likes them. It's a running joke. You get him Necco wafers, and everybody, when they eat the candy, they, old peanut butter cup, let me see those. No, 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 no. He hides the Necco wafers from us all, and nobody fucking wants one. They're like uh, styrofoam lozenges. But he loves them. It makes them happy, and so find those little things that people love, and you will rock the fuck out of their Christmas. Trust me there. Of the other uh, one of the greatest Christmas exchange relationships we've ever had is with our nephew Lee, or Cat People, and his wife Lanny, who we went to the thing and we forgot to bring each other's gifts, and that we didn't see each other for like a whole fucking year. And so we were texting back and forth. These are our cat people. We watch their cats. Um, said, well, what? I don't know who thought up, either me or Lee, because we're both knuckleheads, like-minded knuckleheads, and we decided, what do you think about just giving the gifts from last year, and we don't have to fucking buy nothing. We'll just say, here, we got this stuff from last year. There you go. And we thought this was the greatest idea that there ever was. Well, you could see this story coming down the turnpike. We forgot them the second year, and we fucking did it again. And then we made a commitment to help remind each other, okay, that was fun like 2 years. But we were at the point also now where we didn't know what we got each other. And I got the great. I was so fucking mad because what I got was so amazing, and I could have been wearing. I should have brought it for show and tell. Next week I'll show it to you. It's a red sweatshirt. It's supposed to be like one of those ugly Christmas sweater things, but it's a sweatshirt, and there's a gingerbread man on it, and it says "Bite Me," and I'm like, holy fuck! I got the greatest gift. Next time you have a "Bite Me" sweatshirt, I fucking want it right away. I want it right away. So this is all part of the holidays. It really is, and we have we like Amazon Prime. I mean, I know it treat their workers like shit, but it's free shipping and wish lists and all that kind of stuff. I had a thing for a while where Mrs. Comic would order something for me and tell me not to check my email. And somehow we have to check my email and then fucking deep six it, and also don't check the statement. So I'm glad we don't really do that anymore. And which brings us to something else that I feel very strongly about. When you have a birthday our daughter's birthday. We have a December 6th daughter birthday and December 11th daughter birthday. We have always kept birthday separate from Christmas. We have never pulled that happy horse shit where we said, here, this is for birthday and Christmas. Fuck you and a bucket of goo. That's got to be one ass kicking gift. You can't just give somebody a fucking sweater and say this is for birthday and for Christmas. That's fucking bullshit. So we always like to have, uh, when Lizzie was small, we didn't even start any Christmas decorating until after December 11th because we wanted to have it be separate. So think about that, man. Just and besides that, you wouldn't pull that bullshit on any other holiday. You don't say this is for Easter and birthday. This is for Fourth of July and birthday. It's a dick move. It's a bullshit thing unless it's a really fucking good gift. So don't be a dick with that stuff. Let's see here. Bibbity bobbity boo. For years, I'm a little sad now because everybody talked me out of it, and where we're going for Thanksgiving, um, to my way of thinking, okay, like the food is all incredible. So if I bring anything, I want to make sure it doesn't insult anything on that menu. Like there's a ass kicking pecan pie. So to if I took a pie, that sort of makes me a dick. Possibly not, but that's my own way of thinking here. So, but for a couple years, I was doing that, but then I decided I shouldn't take it along. So I was getting a $30 fucking amazing ice cream pie from oh no, oh wow cow, one cow, whatever the fuck I call it, and it's just an incredible thing. You got to pre-order them, and they have a like a Thanksgiving one, and it's pumpkin, and it's just fucking incredible. So I would order it, pick it up, and then it seemed like I shouldn't take it along, and then we'd leave it here, and then when we get home, I'd eat this whole fucking thing myself, and that's a tradition that I miss because I start to realize, when we don't have money, it's probably a bad idea for me to buy a $30 ice cream pie to not take to Thanksgiving. So that's a tradition that I kind of miss a teeny little bit. Let's see here. And well, the other thing, it's a running joke around here that I can't keep a secret, and I can. I just don't like to. And that's another problem with Christmas. Is another thing that makes us all fucking crazy. There's secrets. Everybody has secrets, and you have to ask each other what other people want. And sometimes you do it sneakily, and sometimes people will tell you, "Oh, I'm getting this for so and so," and this is all text messages, and you gotta fucking sort this shit out because you could fuck up somebody's Christmas surprise by saying, "Hey, so and so's gonna get a sweater for so and so," and oh, that's me. Thanks, I'm getting a fucking sweater. So I don't like having to keep all that shit straight in my head. And the other thing that kind of makes me a dick, I'm working on it, and it's greedy. See, I have a happy life when things are rough in show business money wise. I still, for the most part, I can get stuff that I want. I get bourbon reasonably. I like good pens. Things in my life I can usually get them. So when somebody asks me what do I want for Christmas, I don't know. People don't fucking know, and I mean, hell, you want expensive shit like a new car and a house and all that, but all the little stuff, I don't fucking know. So if you know little stuff that you love, when people ask you, what do you want for Christmas? If it's candles and socks, then fucking say candles, socks, and coffee. Candles, socks, coffee, fucking bird food. Something like that. Um, because if you don't know, then you're throwing it on them to think up some shit. Some people are easy. I'm difficult. Some people, um, but just factor that into your whatever. Uh, our oldest one, Alvin, he used to have the greatest Christmas wish list because he'd had a full range. He's our tech wizard. Um, his Christmas list would range from books, electronic gadgets, movies, to a one-man sub. One year he had on his list a one-man submarine for like $15,000. Mad respect, because hell, if we won the lotto like right before Christmas, he would have a one-man submarine. That's my own alarm, and this isn't the boss of me. Technically, I consider my show to be over for the live stream at the 45-minute mark, but I'm not really the boss of me either, because I had a couple other things I wanted to show you, Peckerheads. Let's see right here. This is in keeping with what I am thankful for. Right there, I am thankful for Bearman and Keith, the memories thereof. There is younger me. Look at me. I have some fucking arms on me there, short hair. I look like I knew what I was doing. Uh, Bearman is always in our thoughts around here. Shit that he taught me helps in my career, and I've got to get my ass in gear to write some material. I call them ghosts, whether or not I believe these people are like spirits. Bearman's looking out for us here, and I have another one. It's spirit year for me. Here is Win the Barber coming up. This is Win the Barber. We lost him a couple years ago. We're still friends with his wife, Skip. In fact, Mrs. Comic and I are going to a memorial for Win the Barber Sunday morning. I don't want to get up, but I'll do it for this man. Um, Told you a whole bunch of Win the Barber stories. That's the guy who cut people's hair in the chair, put a razor blade on their throat, and said, "Would you book my friend Raymond the Amish comic?" So I'm actually very grateful for the people that have affected my life and that we've lost. And Clee falls right into that category. Sometimes people are, it's too painful to think about them, but I like to try to take whatever was awesome about their life and try to just infuse it into whatever's going on here. So I'm rocking Bearman right now, and Clee, and Win the Barber, and Sparky, and our whole. I know there's probably my corner of angels now screaming, "What about me? What about me?" You're all included, for crying out loud. And whoever flicked this light on. So that's what, for me, that's what Thanksgiving's all about. To just kind of, like, it's cliche, but count your blessings, for crying out loud. And if you have to go somewhere, yeah, feel strongly. If you know something that's gonna light somebody at that fucking thing, keep your mouth fucking shut. Keep it shut, because you know it's gonna light them. Um, and they, even if they're asking for it, they're probably ready. They're probably ready for you anyway. So there's that, your holiday tip right there. Um, I'm about to get ready for my what I'm not thankful for reason, because that's really a fun thing. Um, let's see, this is Christmas. There's that. Black Friday, boom, roasted. Pork chop eating vegetarian. There's that. This is for Christmas and birthday. There's that. That's pretty much all I got rocking here this week. Uh, Mrs. Comic sent me a whole bunch of pictures of, like, me and my career and stuff. And so what we're gonna do, like, we're gonna try to do this every week, is like a picture like that, and there'd be some stories with it. There's that. Let's see. I think I had another one here. That's the same one. Let's see. And there's me. But I have some pictures that will kick off some stories. Um, there's a picture of me playing soccer with Def Leppard. That's going to kick off a story right there. But not for tonight. And that's pretty much it. I hope everyone's doing well. If you don't have any questions or comments, I don't really know what else I want to talk about. So how about that?
Susan said, "Love the show."
That's Clee's sister. We love you, Susan. I should call you Susan more, but Clee's sister is really fitting. And what happens almost every week, Clee's sister, is there's so many Clee stories that when I wrap this up, I'll go, damn it, there was that one more Clee story that I didn't think of. Um, so we love doing the show, uh, and cheering and toasting our people who had impact on us. So here's to everyone. I believe there was some other news. Oh, my Thanksgiving Eve show is pretty much sold out. Why that's kind of amazing for me is we've been doing it years and years and years, and traditionally I would bring the snow that night, and the street is actually like bulbous, and when we had the PT Cruiser, it actually would slide off to the side of this road. I've done that show already with like 19, 20 people up there on an icy road, so it's really nice to be uh, having a nice turnout. Then the theater makes money and everybody's happy. So that's a fun tradition, and that also is the place where I was coming home from one year, and a Subaru. We well we me and the Subaru drove over a tree, and uh, when I say I drove over a tree, I should have had a picture for this. If you took a log, this, let's say, got to be that, at least that, possibly more, and just let it fall over the road. Coming down 61 is fucking dark, 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 dark. If there's a deer, you can see its eyes if you're lucky. This thing fucking appeared out of nowhere, and I don't drive. I have no alcohol in me when I'm on show night. I don't want to get home safe, and I drive a speed limit, maybe a teeny tiny little bit higher, but that's it. I hit this fucking thing, and I felt like an explosion. How the sound of metal, an explosion. I thought I'd be fucking launched into outer space, and somehow I didn't get a flat tire. Always buy a Subaru. Somehow the car made it home, and the tire didn't get flat until like Monday. And I took it to my main man here in Emmaus Boyko, and I said I always leave a note, and I put a note in there, and I drew the car driving over a tree, and I knew he'd think I was kidding. And initially, when he found it, he thought, "Oh, fuck," you know, he made that up. So then he actually found pieces of tree in the tire. Then he knew that I actually did drive over a tree. So I'm actually hoping for a really boring, fun, normal comedy night tomorrow night without driving over a tree or without having the road freeze and having the whole thing go like this. So that's pretty much it. Um, Bibbidi bobbidi boo. See here, eat fish. I see. I'm just reading notes. Let's see. Oh my god. Um, Stuff for the next live stream. I'm gonna get back to. I like to have themes. I'm gonna mix between your holiday tips, more holiday tips for you, and some Bear Man and Keith stories, possibly some Win the Barber stories. I should have wrote those up for Sunday, but I'm a lazy ass and I didn't get it done. That's pretty much it. I know what I'm excited about too. Also, toot my own horn here. December 2nd, Kutztown Fire Company. I'm excited about that show. I hope people show up. Day after Christmas, Sellersville Theater Show is now sold more tickets this far out than I've ever done before. So I'm very excited about that. If you're thinking of going, go ahead. New Year's Eve at the Emmaus Theater. That's going to be a fun night. And then I have Arts Quest in the second Friday in January. What is significant about that is it's the way we roll the dice. I get a Friday or a Saturday, and usually the Eagles are in the playoffs and they fuck me on a Saturday show. One year, the Eagles had a 3 o'clock game against my 8 o'clock show, and they fucking switched it. And they went up against me at fucking 8 o'clock at night, and the motherfuckers. This year, I got the Friday night show, so the Eagles cannot fuck me in a bucket of goo this year unless somehow they decide to play Friday night football. So that's pretty much it for the Thanksgiving show. We love you, Mrs. Comic says her howdy doos, and hope you have really, really nice Thanksgiving.
And we're grateful for them.
We're very grateful for you folks right there. In fact, that reminds me that there's a podcast, a video podcast I do, Cave Crew Radio, and they were fucking blown away that we exist. Post pandemic. They just, because people did this, what we're doing now, to get through pandemic, and they're like, you still do that? And they're like, yes, we still do it. Well, how many people? A couple hundred? No, man, we have 15, 20 people, and we fucking love it. And that we do this, I like that it impresses other people, but they have like a 400th episode show coming up, and they asked me to record some kind of video reading. And this reminds me that I have to do that. I certainly can't do it here uh, because it looks stupid with me sitting on the couch here. But so I'm going to do that, and that's all my excitement. I'm still babbling here. Let's see. I put something in here. Where is it? Well, that's just a plug. Shameless plug from my show, Boxing Day. All right, that's a wrap. Amish and Mrs. Comic signing off here. You peckerheads, we love yous. Be safe. And don't eat too much, or at least make sure that you take along some Alka Seltzer. That's a wrap.
That was really beautiful.
I thought it was a nice show. I thought I wanted to, like, it doesn't have to be funny, and some of it was funny.
Oh,
But also, I thought I'm
was
gonna give him some tips.
Yeah,
Helpful.
really special.
So I want to acknowledge Win the Barber and Bearman
Susan
right now.
loved that too. She said, I forget what she said exactly, but she said that it was spirits. And